Hi there, and welcome to the ATS podcast with me, Will Brown, and John Soulsby, where we break down chunks of health and fitness information into bite sized pieces, remove a bunch of the noise, and just leave what's relevant. We are on episode 39 today, and the topic of today is foam rolling.
Mm.
This is probably still quite a contentious subject.
Yeah, I've met physios who say they're better buoyancy aids than anything else.
Points, yes, is a good one. I've not heard that before.
Yeah,
That's very good. They would do as well. They float real good.
yeah. Well, I mean, maybe the ones in ATS probably not because we've got the ones with the holes in them,
Oh
so
yeah,
they
very
probably don't float. But yes,
That's quite funny.
yeah,
Buoyancy aids.
I find it interesting because I suppose you can kind of tie this in. You did a blog on the Theraguns and stuff. It's all similar theories of recovery.
Yeah,
Um,
I think a lot of stuff gets kind of umbrellaed in the wrong
yeah.
category.
Um, but it's pure foam rolling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel data wise, it's essentially completely inconclusive if they do anything.
Yes.
Um, However, anecdotally, within the people within our gym,
hmm
some people find it really helps.
I
As
think
an
that's
example, the football boys on a Monday
yeah.
really helps them for the next day. Whereas me, myself, personally, I've literally never found any benefit from foam rolling. I've never felt better afterwards.
Yeah, like that kind of lines up with the literature a lot of the time in the and I think a lot of these it's kind of hard to differentiate maybe, I don't know. But the quite a few things I've looked at they've had like two groups of people, they both do like a high volume very damaging a leg day slash sprint workout, and then
Mm-hmm.
one group foam rolls afterwards, and then the other group doesn't, and then they recompare um,
Mm-hmm.
performance, as in like ability to reperform as evidence of recovery, because
Yeah.
realistically, that's what the practical application would be,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., the time to match or increase performance or complete next session would be quicker.
Yep.
And they've found an inconclusive set of data, really.
Yeah.
However, I think where a lot of people find value in a lot of these things, and this is um, like foam rolling, theraguns, dry needling, acupuncture, cupping, massage. Well, massage is in a technically a different group. I suppose so is
Yeah.
needling and stuff. Anything with human contact has its own thing, but
Yeah.
stuff that you do yourself um, might genuinely just make you feel better. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's similarly to use the football guys as a thing when you like the general feeling of like I hate the word inflammation because bros use it as like some sort of fucking boogeyman. It's like a fucking Dementor in
Yep.
Harry Potter where everyone's just like, you want to avoid the inflammation, bro. It's like, well, inflammation is actually
Good.
it's an extremely vital part of
Yeah.
the processes that make you one strong, two jacked, and three heal injuries. Like that's the point.
Yeah.
Um, However, case by case basis, there have been some times, especially like in season, where you're playing games back to back weekends and you have midweek practices and Tuesday rolls around or like Wednesday morning rolls around and you know you've got practice in the evening and you still feel like a bag of smashed assholes. And
Yeah.
you're like, Ken, what? I'm just gonna fucking get the bath absolutely chockers with cold water and chuck a bag of ice from Tesco in it or something and a bunch of salt just to get the temperature down and just sit in it like some sort of inflammatory hippo
Mm-hmm.
and and unsurprisingly the blunting of all of the soreness just by the override of all the temperature makes you feel great. You're just
Yeah.
like all the kind of signaling that sings like this is sore. This is sore. You didn't know you had this, but it's fucking sore too. And it's just all replaced with cold and it feels great.
Yeah.
I don't think
I,
it helped me recover in any way. It definitely didn't I doubt it would be proven to improve my recovery on a performance to performance basis. And if it did, it might be at the cost of adaptation, which is what a lot of people are finding out now. Is it's very popular to do a lot of these like cold plunge, bro, get the cold shock
mm-hmm.
proteins on the go and stuff. But people have also been like, all right, cool, let's look into this. This seems pretty. This could be a thing again. And they look into it and they're like, oh wow, actually, like removing a bunch of all of this inflammation, like in a certain window post workout, is actually worse for adaptation. Like you actually get
Yeah.
less results if you do it a certain, like a much longer period away, i.e., not on the day or before you train and not after. Completely fine. Like doesn't affect benefits of training at all. And you're like, cool,
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Um, I think a lot of modalities fall into that class of will make you feel good in the short term, but don't get that twisted with recovery.
Yeah. And I think short term benefits, especially for sports, I feel more than powerlifting.
Mm,
Not to say that powerlifting is not a sport, because I'll get hate for that. But as in things where you need to perform and the weight room is kind of background
yeah.
to that, then it's really beneficial to add in because funnily enough, if you go onto a football field feeling like shit, then your performance is crap. Whereas if you do a bit of foam rolling or whatever your chosen modality is, you feel much better and you move around better, you'll perform better. And that's arguably what you're needing in that acute point of time.
Yep.
Um,
If you want
so if
a,
you
oh no, sorry, Karen.
no, I was just saying, so using it in preseason and during season can be great, but you don't want to have it as a crutch for your entire
Oh yeah,
year.
that's definitely a red flag. If you're like, I can't get through the week without several cold plunges, otherwise I'm
Yeah,
literally just too inflamed and feel too shit to get out of bed. Like,
yeah,
you need to have a look at like, again,
yeah.
if you're
Everyone
if you're
has.
like, I gotta get my cold plunge in, bro, get my cold shock proteins activated, and meanwhile you're sleeping like 4 hours a night and smoking
Yeah,
reasonably constantly. There's other things you could be doing.
yeah.
The what was the other one I was gonna? Oh, I had a thought. I had a thought, but it's gone. No.
Well,
In terms of practical stuff that does work, that's super easy to do, is just low intensity walking or cycling.
yeah,
Like just pump the legs, get the blood going, like get the blood circulating consistently, like raise heart rate a tiny bit, get temperature up a tiny bit on an off day or in the morning of, and see how you feel. Again, super easy anecdotal experiment for people who lift, who are recreational gym people. If you have a very hard day on a Monday, like one week, do your Monday session, Tuesday, wake up, essentially attempt to get under 3,000 steps on that Tuesday. Move as little as physically possible, do as little as physically possible, and see how you feel on Wednesday. And then the next again week,
one shots.
yeah, the next again week after your hard Monday session, get up on Tuesday, try to book it, like try and set yourself aside some time to do like either like a low intensity walk for a decent amount of time or some like very low intensity cardio, like warm up cardio, and then stop. Don't go up anymore. And then see how you feel on Wednesday morning. And I can almost 100% guarantee it will be markedly noticeably different.
Yeah, totally agree.
Because when you just don't circulate blood and just let stuff get fucking stagnant and don't use or move it in any capacity, or even lower than you normally would on like a day-to-day level, you'll notice your ability to do stuff being impeded. Like the DOMs will be worse for longer.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much bang on.
Yeah.
Um,
I was also going to say, it's bad when the the Theragun website, the study that they use on it on the website to try and be like, look how good our stuff is, only shows an increase in calf dorsiflexion, but there was no increase in voluntary muscle contraction in the calf after
yeah,
a group used the Theragun for 5 minutes or something. It's like, bro, that is the best of the best, arguably paid
yeah,
for by the company,
yeah.
most biased study you could probably find, and it's still like,
It's
nah,
high.
best I could do is 10% more dorsiflexion. Sorry.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah, no, I think that's it. Unless we have any other points about that foam rolling specifically.
nope.
Great life rafts, not very good warm ups.
Yeah.